I want to read a couple text messages from my cleaning lady.
Oh, no.
The people that follow me on Twitter enjoyed this immensely yesterday. I had the kids all weekend. My wife's doing some things, and so I had to babysit my kids the entire weekend. So I was just looking for a break, just a couple hours, go to the gym, just walk around, anything, get a cup of fucking coffee. And so I was desperate. Like, I got my go-to people that watch my kids, one being my sister and one being a lady that might cook for us. And the cleaning lady is at the bottom of the list, but she does a good job. But the problem is she doesn't speak English too well.
No speaky?
Well, me and Jimmy share the cleaning lady.
She's a very nice woman.
So I texted her yesterday because I was feeling pretty desperate. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of this house. It's not all fun and games, trust me. I want to get the hell out of the situation for a couple hours. So I wrote her, can you do 3 hours today? And she wrote, and I swear to you, because somebody said, is this a bit? No, it's not a bit. She wrote, hi, I'm sorry, but today we are going to do something to my grandmother, and I have to go with it. But maybe I can go with you as 4 or 4:30 if you want.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
All right.
Going to do something to the grandmother?
Yeah.
Sorry, but today we are going to do something to my grandmother, and I have to go with it.
Wow.
Did you ever find out what it was?
No. I would assume,
I know what it is because I know the grandmother, what her thing is.
Oh, yeah? What is
the grandmother, they're forcing her into scat porn.
Obviously, it's broken English, but could you imagine if it was real? Like, they decided they have to take out the grandma, and she has to go with it? She was against it, but she knows she has to go with it?
Gotta go with it.
So I just wrote, okay, because I had no idea what that meant. And then she writes me a couple hours later, and she wrote, want that fence when I can go home now? But that's not but it's not a question.
Want that fence?
She ended with an exclamation point, so this wasn't a question, even though it feels like a question. She wrote, want that fence when I can go home now? That's what she wrote me.
That doesn't make sense.
So I wrote, okay, sounds good, gracias.
What is... But what did she mean in the first place?
Which
Do
one?
you even know? The fence?
Want that fence when I could go home now. Well, a lot of people, it's kind of cool when you throw some of this shit out there, because then you realize a lot of people deal with the same stuff. English is her second language. So she knows what she wants to say to me, so then she fucking puts it into some kind of translation program, but she has a horrible translation program.
Yeah,
if it comes out, want that fence when I can go home now.
Well, yeah, what could that be? Fence.
And she's taking out her grandma. What does this have to do with babysitting my kids?
Oh, someone's saying it could mean childgate.
Want that fence when I could go home now? No, but we've never talked about child gates.
All right, then
and
it's
I got child gate shit.
What is fence? What is that fence? What is fence in Spanish?
Oh, you know what we could do?
El fenso.
El fenso.
Put this into English to... how do we do this?
Then we need Mars to read it.
I want that fence.
Put it in English to Spanish and then have Mars read it.
Oh, what the Spanish means?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I knew there was a way to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So put in... This was all just to try to watch my kids for a couple hours. And someone noticed the timestamp on my text messages, and I had to explain that too. I'm obsessed with Candy Crush, which is a dumb, girly game. And someone taught me if you fuck around with the time on your phone, you don't have to wait.
Right.
Because it's the most clever thing they're doing with this Candy Crush. They get you addicted, but they only give you a certain amount of lives, and you either have to ask your Facebook friends for more lives, which I'm not going to do.
Ooh, think how many you could have with all your Facebook friends.
Yeah. Or you could pay 99 cents every time you want more lives.
Oh, that's crazy.
And which I was doing, but then someone said, look, dude, all you have to do is, change the time on your phone and you get more lives.
How far ahead are you?
Well, I was 6 hours ahead at this point. But then when you put your phone back to normal, then it's like a ridiculous amount of time before you can play Candy Crush again.
Yeah, I would assume that you can't get something for nothing there.
But what I do is I play with it until I have to go to bed, and then I know I have 8 hours to kill where I can't play Candy Crush anymore, but I'm sleeping. And so by the time I wake up, I'm good to go again. But that's why the timestamp. I've been fucking around with the Candy Crush and moving my time around to get more lives.
What's the simple object of that game? Because I know it's one of those.
It's
very
one of those
simple.
It's not really that
phone
simple. It's just one of those mindless puzzle games. You know.
Yeah.
You got to clear boards and all sorts of shit.
A board clearing game, right?
Well, it's more than that.
Mash the candies.
Yeah.
Mash the candies.
You got to mash the candies to make super candies.
No, it's a friend losing thing. Because you go to your friends, you're like, could you help me out? I got some candy. Hello? Hello? I need Candy Crush lives. Hello?
Then you got this dumb chocolate thing that just starts growing around the board.
Oh, man.
Which makes it harder.
Can't have that.
And then you got to drop ingredients all the way to the bottom, so you got to figure out pathways to get them to the bottom. It's quite addicting. Oh, you want to put that in there?
By the way, you do know that language will no longer be a barrier someday. Like you see how this Google future, Jimmy, Spanish to English, English to Spanish. Fast forward a few years, once all of a sudden we have those things, it'll be like the UN. We'll all just have them and talk to people in different languages.
Jimmy, language is not a barrier at all in my life because I'm sitting there last night around about 5 o'clock. The doorbell rings and she shows up. She just showed up. So I was able to communicate, get the fuck over here. Oh. Even though it came out really strange, in the end, I was surprised because I didn't know what "want that fence when I could go home now" means.
No one knows what that
I didn't
means.
know that meant I'm on my way over. So I was just hoping against hope that she was actually going to, like, somehow we were going to be able to communicate and she was going to get over to my house, which she did.
Fuck does that mean that?
Huh?
How does that mean that at all?
I don't know, but it worked out in the end. I asked her if she could watch my kids for 3 hours. I mean, she was there maybe an hour and a half. I just got a quick fucking breather. But I was able to communicate that to her in the end.
I don't know if you were able to communicate that to her.
If she showed up, I did. I wrote, "Can you do 3 hours today?" She wrote, "Hi, I'm sorry, but today we are going to do something to my grandmother, and I have to go with it. But maybe I could go with you as 4 or 4:30 if you want." I wrote, okay. A couple hours later, she writes, "Want that fence when I could go home now?" I wrote, "Okay, sounds good, gracias." And then a mere hour later, she showed up at my front door.
Want that fence when I could go home now?
Want that fence.
Are you translating that to Spanish?
Yeah.
All right, now where's Mars? Oh, wait, you know Spanish, right?
No, he doesn't know Spanish.
He grew up with some Spanish.
He's a fucking...
He got raised by a Spanish
How
lady.
do you say fence in Spanish, Sam?
I thought Mars was...
Wait, someone is saying maybe she's talking into her fucking phone.
Yeah, so I'm saying maybe
She's talking Spanish into her phone, so the phone is fucking it up a little bit, and then she pushes whatever program she's got to throw that into English. Yeah, because
do they have that program?
I don't know, because if you're using just a basic translator online, I don't think they fuck it up this bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, fence also means near in Spanish.
What?
That's what someone's saying.
Fence.
Let me see. So fence, want that near when I can go home now. Instead of want that fence when I can go home now. I don't know.
I'm trying to see if anybody has an idea.
She might be saying, "I'm near. Do you want me to come by?"
Oh, yeah, that's what she meant in the end. But, I mean, it says want that fence when I can go home now. Yeah, after I figured all this out after the fact, I was like, oh, okay, that obviously meant I'm done with my grandmother, whatever the fuck they did to the grandmother, and I can come over now. Mars, what is that? Just
what
read
is
that
that Spanish?
Yeah.
What does that say?
First of all, read it to everybody, and then tell me what it means. Read it first.
Quiera que vaya cuando podía ir a casa ahora.
All right, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Quiera que vaya cuando... So would you like me to go...
Do you want me to...
Vaya cuando podía... Want me to go when I can to your house now? Doesn't really...
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
it's
she's trying to
closer.
say.
All right, so that's
Because vaya is how they're translating fence, but that also means to go. That's the verb.
Oh, I told you.
That's
See, what my Spanish cleaning lady wrote was, want that fence when I could go home now. That's what she wrote in English.
The word fence is also used for near.
Sam just said that.
And that other Spanish that other people talk.
That dirty Spanish.
That other one.
No, the proper Spanish.
Proper Spanish.
Oh,
We don't
proper
talk that
Spanish.
proper Spanish, do we,
We don't
Mars?
speak that shit around
No.
here.
We know how to talk that shit.
There you go. So it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
I got a babysitter for a couple hours.
Look at that.
Got out of the house.
Yeah.
I was really amazed when that doorbell rang, though. I was like, holy fuck, this works.
Because you didn't know fence meant fucking whatever it means. What?
Right.
Yeah, I'm near.
When I was
Now-
responding to her,
now
I was
what?
just being polite. I had no idea what she was telling me. So I just wrote, okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, she could have said
Gracias.
anything.
Yeah.
Nobody throw all your possessions out when I'm here? Sure, I'll get rid of them.
She must have just been saying, I'm near your house. You want me to come over now?
Yeah, a lot of people saying it also means she was close. All right, but that's not what it said in
It
English.
says fucking fence.
It says fucking fence. Thank you, Sam. That's what she typed out.
I'd be very confused if I got that text message.
want that fence
Yeah.
when I could go home now.
Yeah.
I said I'd ask for a babysitter, not a fence.
Imagine if she showed up in a fencing outfit and just started poking you because she thought you wanted some Olympic help.
She must talk into her phone because, I mean, I think she knows enough English where she would look at this and go, this doesn't make any sense.
The fence, what could...
Here's what I caught her doing. She was fucking, you know how she dusts everything?
Yeah.
She was dusting over my book covers with autographs on them.
Oh.
I'm like, no. No. She's like, no, but I'm like, no, you don't. Do
Oh,
not
no.
put cloth on those signatures.
Oh,
no.
my God, she's going to be
no. Oh, that'd
smearing
be
all your
great.
autographs.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
This was smeared on the boxing glove. I clean it. that was Ollie's autograph.
I was smeared.
Yeah, but at least your Buzz Aldrin book would be all right.
Yes, that's
It
true.
certainly
because
would be,
that's
because
right.
Buzz
It's signed on
signed
the
it inside.
Inside.
Buzz
right.
Aldrin, he's obsessed with Mars. He was all over TV this
Marcelino.
weekend. Yes. Buzz Aldrin's obsessed with you.
He loves you, dude.
He loves you.
Yeah.
I just put L in front of like English words when I talk to her.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm having like a bilingual conversation with her.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like her saying the and then just talking Spanish.
I'll say stuff like El Dirtio, and I'll point to like a mess
see,
in the
they
corner.
don't like
Not
that.
even-
That's Lucy Spanish. That's
But I
Lucy
do that.
Ricardo Spanish.
I do that though, and I
Can't
feel
you
like
learn like 4 sentences?
no, I know a word or two here after 6 years of Spanish. That's about it.
Yeah.
Just a word or two. Anyway, so that worked out well for me yesterday.
Dirty-o.
El Dirtio.
Dirtio.
I have said that one. Yes.
And why would you say the dirty?
Just so, because she's Spanish, so I'm like, hey, El Dirtio, and I'll just point over there.
Add a little Spanish in there.
I'm not
Just
even
gotta
joking.
put an O
It's
at
not a
the end.
joke. I
And it's
actually
Spanish.
say that.
It sounds condescending.
Yes, it does.
Oh, boy.
I'd be insulted.
I get laughed at by a lot of people in my house.
El Mado.
Yeah.
El Dirtio.
I'll stop laughing, oh bitch.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. I try to keep English-speaking people in my house, except for the pool guys. I went outside to check what was going on with the pool, and a Spanish guy was, he's kneeling down by the edge of the pool doing something.
Right.
So I'm like, so, what's the scoop today? And he gives that like smile look up and just nods at me. I'm
That
like,
panic he's having.
I'm like, all right, not getting anywhere here. Back in the house. Fuck it. Yeah, they give you that look like,
See?
and he just nods his head, yes.
Mr. Anthony.
That's when you say, you look at him and you go, El Scupo.
El Pulo.
No, El Scupo.
Yeah.
Yes, it works. I'm telling you. Try it.
I know que pasa, que pasó, whatever the fuck.